Massachusetts is preparing for a legal showdown that could reshape the future of sports-based prediction markets in the U.S.
Judges are looking to possibly halt operations of Kalshi. That's a New York-based prediction marketplace. Regulators claim the company is running what they call unlicensed sports betting under the guise of financial trading.
Our chief legal analyst, Analyst, is joining us to break this down. When you use the app, it looks like sports betting, but it's not technically sports betting. I guess the argument comes down to who exactly has the authority and the jurisdiction over these activities. Break this down for us, Cleve, because it's interesting.
Yeah, that's a great question, but you seem like you have some insight that's beyond the scope of
journalistic.
That's
journalistic research. That's it.
When you look at it, it looks like sports betting. But no, so the argument from the company is that we're not placing bets, we're trading, and because we're trading, this isn't governed by any gaming commission, but it's governed by the Commodities Future Trading Commission, which is totally different. It would be like someone that participates, I was going to say plays in, participates in the stock market like a day trader or a futures trader. And so they're saying that your rules, your regulations don't apply to us. And it's been a mixed bag of reviews. The judge that's listening to this case doesn't seem to buy that argument, saying that a lay person wouldn't recognize that I'm not placing a bet, that I am actually, trading in a future. I mean, this future just doesn't happen to be, oil or gold, but I'm now trading futures on this event. The causal connection between the two would to make you believe that, hey, I'm trading and I am betting on the outcome of this event. I mean, they are both the same things. Now it's just like you asked the question, who controls this? We won't know till January who controls, because that's when the judge will make their determination. But this argument's been shot down in other states. They've tried it. They've been sued multiple times. So I don't think it'll be successful there, but it's novel. It's a great approach. If you want to be in the sports gaming avenue, you need to get, I think, licensed by the proper commission.
Kalshi's argument says that federal law trumps the state law. Is that true? Is that a strong argument?
100%. I mean, the supremacy clause, I agree with that part of the argument. I think that's probably where my agreement starts and ends, that yes, that federal government law would 100% trump state law, but that's not what's happening here. That they're saying that Dodd-Frank opened up the door for them to be able to trade commodities, and any commodities specifically doesn't have to be, directed towards, as I mentioned before, gold or oil or, like anything else that in NQ or S&P that you want to trade that's on the futures market, that now we can take something like a sporting event, like a coin flip, like who will win an Oscar, and determine that, okay, now I'm going to have a future on that.
Okay, so in Massachusetts, they're asking for a judge to file an injunction. That means Kalshi has to halt operations, right? So what happens if you have placed a prediction, right? And you have money in this. What happens to the people who have put that money in?
You guys are all on the side of Massachusetts because, as you said, place, right? If I'm a trader, I'm not placing that, right? I am at that moment. This determination is not a bet. And that's the argument, first of all. But to the folks that have invested, have traded within their market, their futures market that they've created, what that person would now be doing is probably be out of their money. Yeah, and then they would maybe have a claim against the company for the loss, but it may be I would assume that there has to be some type of writing in their contract, in their user agreement, in one of those little small print that you're not looking at because you're trying to click to get on there to see if it looks just like any of those other gaming apps. When you're doing that as fast as you can, you probably looked over the language that said, all these are subject to, our termination at any time. And then I think it would just be a washing of the hands.
All right.
Going to be
interesting stuff.
All right, our chief analyst, Khalif, weighing in on that for us. Khalif, thank you.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.